Is it the true bread?
No. No. You're gonna have to look it up. We're going now, right?
What chapters?
In the Gospel of John, God calls people to himself through what? Yes. Nope. Remember, there are only 7 miracles in John. So miracles are not what Jesus did is not the most important thing. Yes. No. I mean, he is God, but that's not what Jesus did. Anybody over here? Yes. His teaching, his words. His teaching or preaching. Name one characteristic of the true bread. This was from your lecture. You shouldn't have the books out.
Oh, I'm looking for the bread one.
Yes.
Satisfied?
No, it's it's 3 things that it gave us in the same chapter, like chapter 8 or whatever it was, that gave characteristics of the true bread.
Was it like the part where you're like, I don't like how the curriculum says this?
How they what?
How the curriculum says this? Like how the
Yes. Yes. You can't open your books. Yes. No. So you're gonna have to look that up as well. And there's 3 of them, and that's definitely all in your test. Okay. The Jews had a hard time accepting Jesus in part because of where he was raised. In what town was Jesus raised? Go, William.
Just say no. Say no.
What?
If I say never mind, is it the other one or another one?
No. If I'm waiting for you to answer. Unless you want never mind to be your answer. Because if I take that.
Oh, it's not. Okay. No.
Joshua. Nazareth.
That's my second guess.
Remember, Messiah was to come from Bethlehem. And that's why they didn't believe in him, because they knew he grew up in Nazareth. Okay, when Jesus walked on the water toward the disciples, he said, "It is I." What is the literal meaning of those words? Go. Yes.
I am.
I am. God's name, Yahweh. Who won the Super Bowl last night?
Whoa! You said go. You said go and I'm up.
Okay.
The Chiefs.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Boo.
And their most valuable player, Taylor Swift.
Okay. Ew. Kelsey, I guarantee you that Taylor paid the refs. They're like, I'm surprised they didn't get married last night. She did.
Okay, next question. Who was the only person to speak in Jesus' defense when the Pharisees confronted him? Go. Aaron. Nicodemus.
Wait, what was the question?
Next question. We don't have a lot of time, and I want to get this done, okay? We don't have a lot of time. Thank you. Why did Jesus send the disciples to cross the Sea of Galilee knowing they would encounter a terrible storm?
Because they wanted them to trust in him.
Okay, I'll take that. He wanted to grow their faith, but because they're trusting him to work too. To grow their faith. Okay, next question. Where did Jesus give the bread of life discourse when he talked about I am the bread of life? Where was he? And I need a specific answer to that. Oh. Yes.
Outside the temple?
No. He wasn't in Jerusalem.
That one hill?
What one hill?
That little hill. Yeah, I gotta be specific.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer.
Okay, then you need to know that one too. Want to write that down?
Wait, what was the question? Ellen knows it. I don't. Where was he when he was talking about the bread?
Yes, yes. Where did Jesus give the bread of life discourse? No. Okay, so the next few are who said it. So I'm going to give you a quote and you're going to tell me who said it. Got it?
Got you.
Leave here and go to Judea that your disciples also may see the works that you do. Go. Yes.
Jesus.
Yes. No. Yes.
John. Kevin.
Sorry, Kevin.
Peter.
Oh, wow. You've got a lot that you're going to have to answer to figure out the answer. Next question. Lord, to whom shall we go? You have the words of eternal life. Go. Yes.
Simon.
Peter. Yes. I only say that because Peter's what's on the test, but yes. Who said it? Does our law judge a man without first giving him a hearing and learning what he does? Go. Yes.
Nicodemus.
Yes. Sir, give us this bread always. Go. What? You gotta stand up.
Oh, I don't know. Just stand up. Oh, okay. It's the book what he taught.
Yeah, it's the Jewish people. Yep.
Oh, thanks.
Wow. Yeah, just the Jewish people. Okay, who said it? There is a boy here who has 5 barley loaves and 2 fish, but what are they for so many? Go. William.
John. Pastor.
No. No.
She said son.
I was just going to say a disciple.
It is a disciple, but I need a specific disciple.
John.
No.
Nicodemus. He's not disciples. And Judas.
Andrew. This is a hard saying. Who can listen to it? Go. This is a hard saying. Who can listen to it? And it's not a single person. Yes, Josh.
Pharisees.
No.
You didn't even say good. Go. She did it.
Somebody else was standing up.
Yeah, not me.
Okay, you gotta look that one up too.
Can I stand up and say the disciples?
Yes, the disciples.
Yep, I did.
General.
Can I stand up and say the
To what foreign country is one of our mission trips going? Go. Yes, and
Is it El Salvador?
one is El Salvador. Give one reason why the feeding of the 5,000 was important enough to be reported in all 4 Gospels. Yes.
Because you didn't say
God can provide no matter what. Mama witnesses.
No, I'm sorry. Yes,
It's because there's the biggest
the biggest in one way.
number of people.
Yeah, it was performed before so many people, right? He did the miracle in front of so many people. Give another. Go. Another reason why the feeding of 5,000 was important enough to be recorded in all 4 Gospels. It's the only one that is. Yes, Elaine.
That's turned to 5 loaves.
it was his first miracle.
It wasn't his first. Yeah, it was a miracle of creation. It was a miracle of creation.
I literally.
And then I'm assuming you don't remember the last one. I will give you this one. It's a picture of Christ. He is the bread of life, right? So it's a picture of Christ, and here he is providing literal bread, creating literal bread. According to John 7:1, why did Jesus choose to spend time in Galilee rather than Judea? Gotta stand up. Stand up. Yeah.
Because the Pharisees were looking for
Yeah, the Pharisees wanted to kill him or arrest him or whatever, but the opposition of the Pharisees was growing, something like that. What word did Jesus use when he told his brothers, "It is not time for me to go to the feast"? What Greek word did he use? Yes, I'll give it to you, kairos.
Spell that.
So remember that kairos is just literal time, and hora is my hour, right? He doesn't say my hour. He says it's not time for me. And so he's not saying it's not the time for me to die. He's saying it's not the time for me to go to the feast. I'll come later, but this is not the time for me to go. It's just like if right now Gigi just walked out of class, it's not time for her to go. There will be a time when she can go, but this isn't the time.
I spell kairos. Is it with Greek?
Kairos. Kairos. Okay, why is the Feast of Tabernacles, this is worth 2 points. Why is the Feast of Tabernacles called that? Yes.
Isn't it because of the tents or whatever they make?
And why do they do that?
A form of worship.
I'll give you a point for that. But you need to look at, ladies, you need to know about the tabernacles, about the Feast of the Tabernacles and what it was celebrating and why they built those huts. So you need to know that by tomorrow. What was Peter's answer when Jesus asked if the 12 were going to leave him? Yes.
Was it that he came to a place
No, it was Peter answering Jesus. Jesus said, "Do you want to leave me also?" A lot of the people left him, right? The ancillary disciples left him, and he said, "Do you want to leave me too?" And what did they say? Yeah, he said, "Lord, to whom shall we go? Where are we going to go? You have the words of eternal life." If you're paying attention, you're seeing that that's on the test twice, so that's important. Okay, last question. Who is the assistant coach for the Cornerstone boys basketball team? Yes,
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Priest. Okay, I'm going to tell you what the essay says, and then I need you to be really quiet for the rest of the hour because I need to talk to that, okay? For the things that aren't on there yet. So this is the literal essay. These are the exact words. So what was the significance of Jesus' words on the last day of the feast, and how do they relate to the feast? So, and then there's a second part that says, how has Jesus been living water to you? So remember, that's when Jesus said, come to me, all of you who are thirsty, and I will give you living water, and whoever drinks my living water will never thirst again. So, what's the significance, and what is he offering them in saying that? And he's also replacing the whole water ritual that did nothing to help people at all. And then how has Jesus been living water to you? Obviously, that's a you answer. That's not, there's no correct answer for that. Make sure you address that. Now, any other questions? Yes.
It's like mostly like patchy.
It's going to be, you know what? I will do that. I want to do this first, and then I will talk about it. Okay. Hopefully, we'll have time for that. Okay. Here are the questions that we didn't get to. God the Father. I need you to be silent. I need you to be silent, please. I'm talking into this. Yes. Is it time to go? No. Quietly, very quietly, please. True or false? God the Father testified of Christ's deity when he spoke from heaven at Jesus' baptism. That is true. True or false? Misunderstanding is a common theme in the Gospel of John, which is seen in the disciples, the people, and the Jewish leaders. That also is true. The Jewish rulers rejected Jesus as their Messiah because they were ignorant of the scriptures that prophesied about his coming. That is true. The Feast of the Tabernacles celebrated the time of planting grain. That is false. The other gospel accounts record all the same stories as the Gospel of John. That is false. The Feast of Tabernacles was a 12-day celebration. That is false. Most of the events of the Gospel of John take place during the last third of Jesus' ministry. That is true. The people were astonished that Jesus spoke as a highly educated man, even though he had never studied under a rabbi. That is true. The Feast of Tabernacles was also called the Feast of Tents. That's false. It's called the Feast of Tabernacles or the Feast of Booths. The Feast of Tabernacles was a 12-day celebration. That is false. Most of the events in the Gospel of John take place during the. Oh, I already did that one. Sorry. Here we go. The people who witnessed the feeding of the 5,000 were more concerned with seeing Jesus perform more miracles than they were his spiritual message. That's true. Yep. And then you're to name the witnesses of Jesus' deity, and that would be, and that would be. Hang on, I lost where I was. The Father, Christ's works or his miracles, John the Baptist, and the Scriptures, meaning the Old Testament, testified to who Christ was. And then what word means to make alive? That word is quicken. And to which Old Testament figure did the people compare Jesus after the feeding of the 5,000? That was Moses. What did the people want to do with Jesus immediately following the feeding of the 5,000? Make him their king. Near what city did the feeding of the 5,000 take place? Capernaum. How many of Jesus' miracles are recorded in the Gospel of John? 7. On what did the final ceremony of the Feast of Tabernacles focus? Water. I think at that point we had started. So you should have everything that you need. Sorry, I forgot to turn on the video. Study.